Any area of the room feel underrepresented in questions? I think that corner way back there. Yes, okay, yes.
Hi, I'm a student at a community college, and I have a couple of concerns for possibly transferring. Like, you hear about the public universities, oh, the tuition's only going up so much, or it's not going up at all, but then you see the fees raising so high, and then I hear about the president of Leslie, you said something about the January and the summer classes, they're so cheap. So much cheaper than, or a little bit cheaper than the other classes. I don't understand why you can't pass that value on for the rest of your classes during the year. It's just, that's it.
Yeah, it's a good question. It really has to do with internal budgeting and pricing. In essence, what we've got is a full package of tuition and fees that run for the fall and spring terms. And so what we do is we basically use the January term and the summer term as options for our students and students in the greater Boston area who want to access it. So we treat it a little bit more like a continuing ed, but we're starting to realize that if we price that consistently lower, why can't we make that available to our students? So we're trying to make some inroads on it. Your point's well taken, though.
Yes, Jack.
The previous questioner mentioned Commonwealth College, and I just wanted to say a quick word about that because we hadn't answered your part of the question there. That's a college within a college at UMass Amherst that's highly selective and does have special financial aid that's available to it. And actually, it relates to the community college as well because we do have a number of community college students who transfer right into Commonwealth College, and that is another very nice path, and I want to echo what my colleagues have said about that.
Excellent. Okay, we have a question right here. Yes. You're on. We'll hold on to the microphone.
Okay. Today, everybody's divorced and this, that, the other thing. And why do they base the FAFSA on like their custodial parent and the spouse that he married rather than the real, like I have a deadbeat wife, so I mean,
no names.
And you're looking at my present wife's income, and she's got grandchildren she wants to, send to college, and she's saving for that. So I'm looking better than I am, and I'm really, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know why they don't base it on myself and my spouse, ex-spouse, whatever.
Do you want to try that?
I don't know.
Actually,
Yeah.
So there's two different methods. The federal methodology, I mean, they had to choose something, right?
Right.
So on the federal methodology, they chose the custodial parent and the spouse. Now, if you happen to be living with someone and are considering marrying them, do not get married. Okay.
Kim is now condoning
Right.
shacking up.
Right, because they don't ask who you're living with, they just ask who
Right.
you're married to. So there's a marriage tax. Private colleges that use the CSS profile, the College Board's profile, about 300 of those schools will in fact look instead at the two biological parents. So if you can go to the College Board's website and see which colleges use that methodology and maybe aim at those colleges.
The WBZ Business Breakfast and Marriage Counseling Session. Right back here. Yes, way in the back.
Hello, this message, this is for anybody at the podium right now. I wanted to know, my son's a sophomore in college, and I wanted to know, I know we talked about scholarships for freshmen. What scholarships are there for juniors or seniors, and where can we look for that?
Good question. Eileen?
I think that you should start in the financial aid office at the school that your child attends. At our school at Stonehill, we have scholarships that are awarded to incoming freshmen, merit scholarships, as well as need-based aid. In subsequent years, they get the same thing, basically, as long as their financial circumstances stay the same. But we also have endowed scholarships that we award to returning students who apply for them and meet the criteria to help offset the additional costs that they may see as returning students. Now, do all schools do that? Not necessarily, but I think that your financial aid office at the school should certainly understand what things might be available for current students as opposed to new students.
And you have to reapply every year.
You do have to reapply every year. The FAFSA is forever. Every year you're going to do the FAFSA. I find at most schools, the private schools who require the College Board CSS profile, probably only want it freshman year and not subsequent years, although a few do.
Can I add one more thing besides
Yes.
that? Is most of the packages are done, obviously, for first-year students because we want to be consistent, so students know they have it for 4 years. But in addition to what Eileen said, there are professional associations that will fund different scholarships for juniors and seniors. There are internship opportunities that are occasionally funded. There are sites that you can go to if a student's going to do a semester study abroad. So there are a variety of what I would call niche financial aid awards that can be accessible to sophomores, juniors, and seniors depending upon the program and what they're looking to do. Then they need to get in touch with a financial aid office for advice on how they find that.
Right, again, the College Boards has a scholarship search engine that's very good that you can try.
Dee?
Well, when we talked earlier about the value added, the kiddo whose education it is should be at that financial aid office and that career office at least once a year. What's available for me? What can I do? Can I do an internship? Where can I get a good summer job? So that it's the kid's responsibility, but sometimes they need a parent to nudge them, but they really need to be at that financial aid office in their junior and senior year. What else is available? What have you got? Because if they don't go, they're never going to find out. And they're paying for it. You're paying for it. So go.
There's also, a lot of schools offer help to people who serve as resident assistants in dorms. Sometimes there's an opportunity to be a teacher's assistant that you might get some tuition remission. There's lots of opportunities if you just ask.
Yeah, a lot of the opportunities are departmental based and based upon your performance. The need-based is pretty much the same for a junior or a freshman. You qualify the same way, you get the same kind of financial aid, there's not much difference. Merit is really different when you're a junior because that's really based upon your performance at that institution, your major. I worked my way as a teaching assistant, undergraduate laboratory assistant. When I was an undergraduate, it was something that you earned based upon your performance. There are also endowed scholarships that have been mentioned that are based, usually they're tied to a department, a major, and your performance. So once again, it's the student's responsibility to go out there and find these things because it's pretty hard for a parent to find these for the student.
Yes, right here in the middle. Yes?
I'm just wondering the difference between using 529 fund versus Roth IRA money for paying for school.
I can't remember everything, but I did an entire comparison. You can Google for my name and Roth IRA and 529, and there's a chart that shows when you need to use your Roth IRA and when you need to use the 529. That's a really interesting question. There's a lot of advantages and disadvantages to each, so you have to look at your circumstances and you can figure it out for yourself.
Let me just add something. You cannot put as much away into a Roth IRA as you need to pay for a college education. You're limited to $5,000 a year, and you can only pull out the money you have contributed without a penalty, whereas if it earns $2,000 or $3,000 over that term before the kid goes to college, you can only pull out $5,000. 529 plan in Massachusetts, which is sponsored by our Massachusetts Education, MIFA, and Fidelity is the provider. Good plan. You can put away $13,000 a year for gifting. You can do a one-time gift that's equal over 5 years. You're limited to $300,000 you can put in. You have many choices. My preference is the 529 plan. I like Roth IRAs. I like them because you can pull out the dollars you've put in at any time because there's no penalty because you've already paid the taxes on them. But again, if you're saving for college, save for college. And if you're saving for retirement, that's the sacred cow. You don't touch that for college. That's the sacred cow because there are no scholarships for retirement, no grants, no financial aid. None of these individuals are going to help you. So if you've got college money, you got retirement money, don't touch it.
Could I just add that I think one of Dee's most creative retirement plans, so this is the BZ Business Breakfast and Retirement Seminar, is if you have no retirement plan at all, at Thanksgiving, you choose the son or daughter you like best and shower them with love and gifts.
Make sure you pay for them to go to the best college.
And hopefully they'll take care of you. Yeah, maybe. Okay, we have a question here, but we have questions right down. This is the underserved corner, and I apologize. I want a microphone down here next, okay? I can't see you in the back, but I assume there's a question back there, right? Yes? Yep. No, I can't see.
Yes, first of all, thank you very much. I think I've learned as much this morning as I have in the last 2 months.
Oh, terrific. Thank you, sir.
Congratulations to the panelists. I'd like to address this to the college administrators. Do you have financial aid people available during college visitations? In other words, if I take my son to college, can I set up an appointment at the same time with the college financial aid officer?
Yes.
Before we answer this question, if the microphone people could come, there are a bunch of questions right over here in this corner, so we can go to this corner next. Yes. So the answer is yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Is that the entire answer? Yes. Okay, fine. We have a question right here. Yes, ma'am. Right here.
She's been waving her
I
arm.
know. I apologize.
That's all right, thank you. I have a 28-year-old daughter who actually went to UMass Lowell through the Connections program at Middlesex Community College. I can't stress how wonderful an experience that was. She's now changing career paths and is an EMT and getting ready to pursue her paramedic certification and checking into schools. Now she's going to unconventional school. It's an institute, it is accredited. Should she still be able to get financial aid and apply through FAFSA? And is there any other way to apply for federal aid besides the FAFSA?
I'll
Yes,
take that.
Eileen.
She should file the FAFSA. She would be eligible for, at the very least, federal student loans at some level, depending upon the degree status she already has achieved and what type of program or certificate is offered at this new institution. Most are eligible for the federal programs. As a graduate, however, she would not be eligible for Pell Grant. That's only for undergraduate. But there are federal student loans and a few other programs she may qualify for.
Excellent. We only have about 5 minutes left. The morning has just flown by. Yes, we have a question right here.
I just wanted to ask, because we've been talking a lot about financial aid, but just early action versus early decision, the differences and the advantages.
We don't do early decision because we feel that it puts too much pressure on the students. We do early action, which allows the student to kind of make up their mind. You've recently heard press reports that Harvard reinstituted an early decision program. With my personal experience, I've had 4 children that did early action and 1 that did early decision. The most recent one did early decision. From a parent standpoint, the relief of having